I said, hey, hey, welcome to the Man Cave Happy Hour. I said, hey, hey, welcome to the Man Cave Happy Hour. We're gonna drink a fine whiskey and smoke a really fine cigar.
It is the Man Cave Happy Hour. Welcome to the Happy Hour. Cigars, spirits, and the stories that go along with it. I'm Jamie Flanagan, and we are doing just a taste today. We're going to do a little rye whiskey from Three Chord Bourbon. And we got Neil Giraldo with me to do just the taste because you orchestrated this. You produced this.
Well, I had a lot of help.
Yeah.
I had a lot of help, yeah.
But a producer is what you do. I mean, you're a guitar player, you're a songwriter, you're a producer.
Correct.
The list of hits is just Google it. You'll figure it out.
Thank you.
There's lots and lots and lots of amazing credits behind you. But one that people don't know a lot about is Three Chord Bourbon. We did have Brian on the show, and we talked to him in depth about the story and about how he and Wendy and you guys got together and you had this idea, and then you found Ari here in Jackson, Michigan.
Yeah.
And just the whole thing came together in a song for the Three Chord Bourbon, and then the 12-year, and now the latest released is the rye.
Correct.
So tell me, what's different with the rye coming out? Is it going through the same process?
It is. Yeah, we have a system and a process that we use to kind of Ari, our master distiller, would be more technically, appropriate to answer those questions. Okay. But it basically takes the process of distilling your liquid and aging it quicker than it normally would.
Okay.
And just like our 3-chord blend and our 12-bar reserve, it is the same process. And we've been working on the rye for a while. We tried to get, just like with the blend, we're looking for a taste profile. I wanted something. Well, actually, let me step back for a second, because when we did our taste profile, we did it here in Ann Arbor at a local bar, and the bartender put out 14 to 16 different little tastes. Right now, me being the virgin bourbon guy, I love bourbon, I love whiskey, and I like to sip and have conversation while I'm sipping and talking to friends and stuff. So we'd have these little sips. Now, professionals, when they pour the glass, like they drink the whole thing. I take a little tiny sip, so I'd take a sip and I'd say, nah, I don't like that. Oh, I like that. I like this. I like that. So the bartender poured about 14 of them. Okay. But the very last one was a Hirsch 16-year-old, and he didn't tell us what it was. So he poured that. As soon as I took that taste of that one thing, I went, well, that's it.
That's what I want to be when I grow up.
And he just, and Ari, our distiller just went like this. He goes, why did you have to do that for? And that was, after so many of those little tastes, you think you would forget and lose your, palate. You don't. You know when it's right. So that's how we pattern our blend. And we've taken that through. In our rye, I love the cherry, the mild cherry accents, and I believe we really capture that with the rye. It has a really nice cherry, very smooth kind of texture to it.
So you found Ari in Michigan in Jackson because part of the process is some sound frequencies being pushed towards the barrels in the aging. How long does that go on? How long are they being blasted with frequency? Because it's not music; it's just sound waves.
It's like tones and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. See, there's a study of a thing called the Kabylion, and the Kabylion teaches that everything vibrates. Everything around you vibrates, right? And vibrations change; they alter certain things.
Right.
I remember when I was just starting off playing in clubs in Cleveland, Ohio, and I'd put like a beer or something on the amplifier, and we'd start playing and look back, and I'd see it like moving all the time. But then the problem was that it would move so much it made it flat. So when I take a taste, like, oh, this tastes terrible, I need a fresh one like that. But that's not what happens during a process from start to finish. It doesn't make it flat. It accentuates it, speeds it up.
Oh,
right?
okay.
And in sine waves and go in different frequencies. Like low frequencies are big scoops, big sine waves.
Sure.
And then higher frequencies have a little bzzz like this. Just imagine you being on a big giant boat. You got these big swells going. That's just kind of, the liquid just has its fun. It has a little fun in an oak barrel.
Okay. So, but how long of a process is that? Is it a shorter at the end of the run, or is it its entire sleep cycle? Is it?
I can't tell you that.
Fair play.
I
Fair
can't tell
play.
you
That's
it's a secret.
trade
If I
secret,
told you,
or
it wouldn't be
Ari
a
knows?
secret anymore.
Okay. All right. So, but it is a frequency, not music, because there is like Blackened
no
is
music.
Metallica's one, and they're playing their music at it, and so there's a few other people that are doing things with
Correct.
sound waves.
Yeah, they've been doing it for everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, in Spain they started that years and years and years
Okay.
ago. So it's been around for a long time.
Oh, so this is not because from what I understand, the Metallica guys are trying to patent what they're doing and how they're doing it.
It's been going on a long time. They've been
So-
doing it. Yeah. So
Because again, when the Three Chord, when we got introduced to it, there was a tasting in town, and I met Brian there, and that's when I got introduced to it. And I'm like, this is fun, this is great, and
Sure.
then he mentioned you, and I'm like, oh my god, this is.
well, there's a lot more that goes into it too.
Yeah.
I mean, we have there's so much in the process. It's
Sure.
it's just not one thing. It's really a bunch of things.
So these are Kentucky whiskeys, Kentucky bourbons that are coming together.
Sourced from
in your-
Kentucky, Tennessee, Indiana, from
Okay.
various
okay.
places. I think I just got dripped on. Nice.
The AC is working.
No, that's bourbon, actually.
Oh.
It's coming from the heavens.
That's from
basically. Yeah, that's what's happening.
The angel share coming
They're
back.
just coming down there, yeah.
So, and then now the rye is it available yet, or is this the launch now?
Not yet, but I think July 1st. July 1st is when it's coming.
Okay, and so you said something about a cherry.
that's it.
What kind of notes should I be getting when we do this? Because Matt and I will do just a taste, and we'll try to sniff it out first and see what's what. So what should I?
Well, the most prominent one is that cherry.
Yeah,
You know, they're very soft cherry. You still have some spice in there, too, as well.
because I was smelling sweet. I didn't label it as cherry.
Yeah, there's a little bit of cherry. It's a subtle thing.
And I don't have that strong of a palate. I like bourbons. I enjoy bourbons. But people is like, oh, pencil shavings and shoe leather.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like,
no,
well,
no,
how do
no,
you
no.
know what shoe leather
I don't
tastes
know
like?
that.
One,
I don't do that
And then
either.
two, why
I
is
don't
that?
do
Why
that.
are you excited that's in your
I do
bourbon?
that. But what I do know is that you do, by putting a little drop of water in there, it
Yes.
releases the oil. So that definitely changes stuff. So it's good to do that, I believe. You know.
So we're at Sirius Cigar Bar in Ann Arbor, not too far from Jackson, where your barrels are sleeping and things get done and blended. A favorite haunt for you guys. Now this is a barrel pick that they put together.
They did here, yeah.
Is this slightly different than what people will find eventually?
Yep. It is. It's their own blend,
Okay.
you know, just for them. So
Okay. But is it a similar profile to the,
similar.
Yeah. Because it's nice. I now that you say the cherry, people do that. It's this power suggestion.
That's what
The
I
sweetness,
do.
because there's a sweetness, and to label it's like, okay, I was doing one, I was like, it tastes like apricots.
Then it starts
And-
coming to you.
And yeah, so
That's
but
exactly
I
right.
pulled apricots, and I'm like, I don't eat apricots. How the hell did I know that?
But it comes
I just-
in
it's
time,
fine.
you'll get it.
But all right.
But you could say, you know, the cherry, it definitely has a cherry type profile.
how do you like to drink your bourbon?
I like it neat most of the time.
Yeah.
Or the little drop of water.
Okay.
And the ice globe is okay too,
Mm-hmm.
but I just don't. I don't like when it flattens out. Like if you put too much ice. For me personally, if you
Right.
use more than a couple of cubes, it flattens it too much. It loses all its tight flavor. And then one of the best things about it, it's great with food. And if you keep it neat and you take sips rather than drinking, take a sip with food,
Mm-hmm.
it pronounces the food beautifully. The combination is spectacular.
Yeah, that really opened up now that it's been sitting on my tongue for a minute. So what drove you to producing this?
Madness.
Getting the
Pure
whole
madness.
the whole crazy shenanigans together. I know that Brian told me that he and Wendy together.
Correct.
And that's where it started. Do you have an inkling of this before? Have you always wanted to do that, or is this just something that sprang out of craziness there because you were trying to produce a film? And
Yeah,
thinking
I
about
was writing a film, screenplay for a film, a documentary, but I wanted it to be shot as a noir, like a story, but a documentary, but shot more like a
Right.
story. Yeah, and I posted it on social media. for over a year and just saying I'm interested in doing this. Are other people interested? And my friend Brian Canning kept saying, I'm ready anytime you want. Well, it took a year until finally I said, okay, enough already, let's do it. So we went to Cleveland, my hometown, and I was interviewing people for the film and just getting it ready. And Brian says, why don't we get some seed money and we can get a whiskey company? And it was on March 16th, like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And I told him, let's start our own company, a bourbon company. So we did that day, and I never finished the film. But I will finish it.
Are you going to get back?
I will go back to it.
Because the Cleveland music scene is what you're diving into. And
the players that I grew up with, and it just, it's a real tight community. And a lot of people had some really hardship, and I just wanted to expose everybody, just get together with everybody and talk about old times. And, there's a great movie called The Last of the Blue Devils about the Kansas City music scene where they all get together in the bar and they all get together, play and jam. I wanted to do that with the Cleveland musicians. The great players. Everybody starts off with wanting to be a successful musician. That's what your goal is,
Sure.
And some people are less fortunate or more fortunate than the others, but you have to give back and help the people, and that was the feeling behind it. That follows our whole company too. Our whole company is behind the Blue Societies and the give back for people that healthcare and all the things that we're going to explore with our company too as well.
And we've excellent. All right, so we're going to wrap things up.
All right,
Neil, I extraordinarily appreciate the pour.
Thank you.
I appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
I thank you for hanging out in the man cave.
Hanging out in the man cave. It's a good place to hang out.
Cheers, man.
Cheers. All the best.
Awesome. Can you do one more intro?